Well, praise the good Lord, saints of the Most High. I hope all is well. Listen, it's a reminder that the season is changing. Normally, I'm able to come out on my back porch and it's nice and warm, sometimes a little too hot for me to be back out here, but now it's starting to cool off, and so much so that I had to put on a sweater. So I had on my short sleeve prepared for today, but being out here, I have my sweater on, prepared for the cold, the cool that I'm feeling right now. So just a reminder that the season is changing, and as the season is changing, we need to adjust to the changes concerning our health. So concerning what we eating and how we're exercising and whatnot. So like I said in the previous video, and I might be talking health, exercise a little bit in the next few videos. So please bear with me, but it's important so that way we can make preparation for the changes and be intentional about keeping up with the exercise portion. It is so important. 80% of it is what we eat, but the other portions of it, it has a lot to do with our exercising, the lack of us not having good exercises, in our mental, how we're taking care of our mental, has a lot to do with it, as well as how our overall health will be. So anyway, I had mentioned this quote some time ago, and I'm not sure if you remember or even heard of the quote that sitting is the new smoking. I say that again, sitting is the new smoking. So even though this seems a little dramatic and you're like, how's that possible that sitting down is the new smoking? Well, I ended up, and I'm going to read a little bit to you so we can have an understanding of why this quote was brought about. And it makes a whole lot of sense. But it said the amount of time that we spend at our desk or in our cars, whether it's we're traveling for vacation, or some people have jobs where they have to do a lot of traveling. So we sit to take a lot of time in our cars or at our desk in front of the screen, whether you're watching TV or you're on your iPhones or whatever. All those things can create health risks comparable to those caused by smoking. And so you're like, I don't see what the two have to do with anything. Well, we know that smoking can cause a lot of chronic health problems. So is sitting. So that's why we're saying sitting is the new smoking, because sitting can increase, like smoking, it can increase the risk of chronic health problems, such as heart diseases, diabetes, and some cancers. So again, sitting is the new smoking because it can increase a risk of chronic health problems such as heart diseases, diabetes, and some cancers. It also can be bad for the mental health. So we talk about that a lot, our mental health. So when we're sitting, we're not doing our mental health any good. We're not doing our mind any good. Exercising will cause us to be able to decrease anxiety and depression. It causes oxygen to go to our brains. Don't forget about vitamin D. We talk about that and how important it is for us to get sunlight and to be outside for the mental, for the mind. And it also can to boost our self-esteem. So these are the things that is so important and so good for us to be able to do. So even when, like, you see somebody smoking and you think, ooh, that is bad. That is horrible, bad for your health. And in so much so that you don't want to be around them. At least for me, I don't want to be around them. I don't want to smell your smoke. I don't want to be that secondhand person to, get the smoke. I'm not the smoker, but then I'm around the smoker and I end up sick or whatever. And so that's the mentality that we ought to have when it comes to sitting. Okay, we ought to have that mentality that this is not good. And even for me, I find it sometimes hard, especially when I'm home, that I find myself sitting more when I'm home and I may not have anything a lot to do or whatever. I find myself sitting more, so intentionally I make myself get up and I make myself go do something, whether it's to go walk or do something. I find something to do to get myself moving. So I just want this video to be about just a reminder that it's important for us to, move more, to get around more, and to sit less. Another thing I found out about sitting, at least for me, that it causes me to do a lot of snacking. It causes me to eat. So whether I'm traveling, I don't know what it is about me getting in the car, and maybe because of the years of me traveling, that I feel like, and throughout the years, we would buy all kinds of snacks, pops, sandwiches, and all kind of stuff in our travel. And I think that's just a habit that I have developed. So even if you have habits that you have developed and bad habits, you definitely want to recognize those things and begin to make some changes. So for whatever reason, I guess it's a habit that I have, that when I'm in the car traveling, or if I'm at home sitting watching something, that I feel like I need to snack. So I have to be very intentional. First and foremost, first of all, try not to sit as much. And if I am sitting and I am snacking, make sure I'm snacking on the right things. Make sure I'm snacking on the healthy things. Okay, so very, very important to be mindful of that. If you are anything like me, if you're not, and if you think about it, if you're busy in your day, a lot of times you probably don't eat. You probably don't snack. It's not probably until you have your downtime that you're doing a lot of snacking and you're doing a lot of eating. So if you are that person, be mindful of what you're doing. A lot of times what I do is I take my food with me. So I take my snacks with me, even if I'm just running errands for the day. So I won't make any bad choices by stopping at the fast food restaurants or doing anything. And if there are times that I end up doing that, then that's fine. But knowing that it is an exception to the rules and not the rule, that I am not to go to these fast food restaurants, where I'm not to pick up a candy bar or a bag of chips or anything like that. So I am intentional when I go run my errands and I'm going to be out for a while to take my food with me. I am intentional that if I am watching a movie or whatever, I'm making sure that I'm snacking on my good snacks or my good things. And most of the stuff that's in my house is not anything that I can't snack on or anything bad or whatever. It's more healthier stuff that I have inside my house anyway. But every once in a while, I might do something a little different. But so I wanted to say that to you. Also, be careful about telling yourself when it comes to exercising, when it comes to sitting or come to eating. A lot of times we tell ourselves we deserve it. Oh, I deserve a break. Yeah, some of us need to sit down. Some of us are very busy and we're always doing something and we need to sit down. But be mindful that you're not sitting too much, okay? So yeah, sometimes you need a break. You need a mental break. You need to sit down somewhere. You need to lay down somewhere. You need to take a nap. But let that be an exception to the rule and not the rule, okay? So even though you might feel like you deserve it, understand that it might put you at ease or whatever, but it is killing us. Just like smoking, people feel like, oh, I just need something to relax my mind or whatever. That's why they do it. They do it because they like the way it makes them feel. It gives them they stimulates them in ways or whatever, and makes them feel good about their stress or whatever they're going through in life or whatnot, but it is killing them. So sitting is the new smoking, saints, okay? We don't want to sit too much. And of course, you want to not go to the other extreme when you're always busy and you're not sitting. So it's all about balance. One thing about health, no matter what we're talking about, if we're talking about our food or we're talking about exercising, anything in life, it's all about balance. Whether you saving money, you keeping spending money, it's all about balance, okay? So you got to find out what works for you. As we're talking about exercising, and as you are making your preparation and you're making changes as the weather changes and you're being intentional about exercising, do remember that it does not take a lot. It doesn't take a lot of time. It doesn't take a lot of effort, okay? It does take sacrifice. You're going to have to sacrifice some time. Find some time in your day. They say that earlier in the day is the best. because by the time you get done with your day, you're not going to feel like exercising. I'm hearing that too much, and it's the truth. You know, when you come home from work, or you know, we have Bible class and all that stuff, you don't necessarily feel like doing anything. So whatever your beginning of your day is, because everybody work different shifts, that's when you should go ahead and exercise. And if you do a minimum of at least a minimum of 12 minutes, high intensity exercises, that means cardio, hit it for 12 minutes, whether you running or you riding your bike, or you doing burpees and you doing squats or whatever. 12 minutes of intense exercising can help burn off the fat and the calories for hours, okay? If you have longer time, then make it go from 12 to 15, from 15 to 20, 20 to 25, 30, you know, extend it as long as you want to and as you need to. 33 days, at least 3 days of cardio and 2 days of strength and resistance for your muscles. Also know that you can do things such as yoga, dance, you know, karate, get into some type of sport or activity. Just do something to keep yourself moving. And as always, walking costs you nothing. I mean, you don't have to do a lot of prep to walk. So just, you know that at least they say, I know we've been doing 10,000 steps, but I just saw something to say a minimum 7,000 steps a day. If you can walk at least 7,000 steps a day, then that will be great. So there are many things that we can do. Again, get your video. I got 2 videos from the library on this weekend, so I was doing one of them that I probably will talk to you about later. But it's using the bands, the resistant band. So that's a good exercise that I was doing on this week, and which is pretty cool. I hadn't considered using my resistant band to actually exercise and do different things. So anyway, I just wanted to put that out to you and whatnot. So be mindful. If you are sitting and you're sitting too much for too long, be mindful that you can get up. I've heard that people have timers. So if you have a timer, time yourself on your phone or whatever. Tell yourself, oh, time to get up, time to get moving, walk around your office, do jumping jacks, do sit-up squats, do something, do something to get yourself moving, okay? So anyway, so that's what I have for you today. So again, just be mindful, be intentional. Weather is changing. You need to adjust and change with the weather, okay? When it comes to your food and your exercising, be intentional. Go ahead and start setting some goals and some plans ahead so that you can continue on to be, hallelujah, in good health and all those things. So as a way of announcements, and then I will let you go. Pavilion service is on this Sunday, so don't forget about pavilion service. So we thank God for allowing us another opportunity to be able to go out and worship the Lord, not just for ourselves, but for our community. There's a lot going on, so we want the word to continue to go forth. And then also, I'm going to keep asking you for your support. Please, 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 on October the 8th, which will be on a Friday, we will be having evangelist Lisa O'Connor coming out to speak to us about mental health. I was able to speak with her yesterday and kind of getting an idea of what I wanted her to talk about. So she's going to talk about the scientific part of it, that as a therapist or whatever, just a little bit about that. But mostly we're going to talk about what it looks like in the church and stuff. So I think it's a great subject for us to be able to talk about. Please invite somebody to October the 7th. October the 8th on a Friday at 7 p.m. So invite somebody. I already invited my first person. So, and I'll be inviting other people as well. I think it's a great subject for us to learn about. Just like we know about our spiritual, we learn about our physical, we have to know and learn about our mental to be able, and not just for us, but for our families, and how to deal with our families who may have mental health problems or whatnot, family, friends, and co-workers, people around us. So So do come out and support us. And Lord willing, following next Sunday, we'll start making the announcement to the church so that they can start inviting people as well. So anyway, that's all I have for you today. I do appreciate your love, your support, and your prayers. Thank you so very much. Somebody has said something to me on this morning, so I really do appreciate it. When I get those feedbacks, it kind of helps me to know that that we're all in this together. We really are in this together, and it's very, very important for us to be in this together to support one another because our health is important. So at this time, I will let you go. I just want you to know that I love you, I appreciate you, and I pray that you have a blessed weekend. And Lord willing, I will see you on Sunday. On Sunday, Lord willing. God bless. Bye bye.